Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we returned Meska's hammer to her, and things went a little crazy, but fortunately, we were able to save her position within the temple. Now, she did give us a sword. What is this? Soulbound! Hello? Simple might be as specific as one can be when describing this blade. Its handle is leather-wrapped and plain. Its blade is bronze. It has no markings, no filigree, no gems, no fancy metalwork. It appears well made, but it is so unremarkable that it is a challenge to judge. There is a sense in holding it that there must be something more there, if only because it is difficult to believe any craftsman would take so little pride in his work. Devil, I might. This doesn't have any requirements. I'm like, okay, let's do it like this then. Oh, okay, yeah, that is. I do think this is better, so let's. Can you have two? Yeah, we'll try. We'll go for it. Okay, and you can remove that, and you can have that instead. You'll get a soulbound item one day, Ximena. One day you will, I promise. Okay, and then, before I forget, we also had this ring finger. Nidahenn was a Glanfathan murderer who was notorious for both his brutality, let me remember to set my timer going, yes, for both his brutality and his ability to avoid capture by the tribe's best hunters. When he was finally captured and put to death, his body was buried in a secret place near Killaban Rilag. A Riau was given the usual recommendation in the hopes that the Engwithan ruin would capture the killer's soul and prevent it from returning to the wheel. During a recent cleansing celebration, an Orlan child stumbled across Nidahenn's grave. Not realizing what she had found, she told her parents, who guessed what it was, and in turn told other members of their tribe. Within a day, Nidahenn's burial site had been plundered by a few foolhardy Glanfathans, the body carried away for ritual purposes. All that remained was the ring finger from his right hand. The Amphathfa oppose the use of Nidahenn's body for preparing sacred objects and will reward anyone who can return it to... Okay. I was drawn to, what's-his-face? Heravius, there we go. I mean, he's a hunter, he's a druid, he's a wild man. I feel like he would be the best option. Okie doke. Now then, I said in the last episode I wanted to have a talky episode because it has been a while since I spoke to any of my companions. We'll go to the bar. We'll go somewhere.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry. Kalu's always telling me to watch my language, especially around the kids. Guess I haven't had a reminder in a while.
What happened?
One of them heard me tell a joke about a Glamfellan youth with frostbite somewhere sensitive. Kids repeat everything.
I meant just now.
Jam my thumb. Nothing big.
Okay, so she must have sworn. She must have sworn and Aloth had a reaction. Okay. I was like, what the hell happened? I do wish the sound would play even if you're not looking at them, because I always want to listen to banter, but I'll sometimes miss it because I don't realise it's happening.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I'd like to...
Top quality bear pelts on every bed. You won't be disappointed.
Yep, we will rest up and we'll have a chat. It's been a very long time since I spoke to anyone. Okie doke. Let's sort of go over here towards the back of the bar, towards the hearth. One of the hearths. Yeah, this will be nice. Now, Durance, buddy.
What?
Your face is full of need, Durance snorts. It looks to bust if you don't speak. I had questions I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Tell me about Magrin. Gods, you are swelling with questions. One would think you were with child or burning up inside. Mate, this is rather insensitive considering Ximena can't have kids. God, can't have kids in this universe. That is deeply insensitive, sir. For one of Magrin's worshippers, you seem to hold little value in her.
Oh, has my talk raised more questions? A true surprise. Do I value her? Why, I hold value in all whores. For a whore, their motivations are honest.
And if one such as I, who truly seeks to embody trials and purification, one such as I, who basks in war, why, if I do not even dare to take that fight to the principles of a goddess and her chosen fires, he grins, I would bleed to death on my own hypocrisy. So you are in conflict with Magrin? Men fight, women fight. He chuckles, sometimes even with the same sex. If one isn't fighting, struggling, punishing, then what good are you? He raps his staff to the ground. It's uncomfortable enough that this rod isn't drawing blood and bruise right now. Durance gives a strange smile. But now, fighting a goddess. That's something one would be hard-pressed to call a true fight. But that's what makes one among the faithful, taking on these odds. But if you're in opposition to her, how do you draw power from her? Durance shrugs, but his face twists in a cruel sneer. Aethus burned, yet his whisperers still suck power from his smouldering cock, beyond the spirit twist of their lies and blasphemies. He frowns. If I give my goddess offence, then I serve her according to her aspects, and it may be that in giving such offence and receiving it, I may find deeper lessons. Durance did much the same in his travels. It was in defiance, the feeling that there is some other truth that is not found solely in staring into flames. I wanted to ask you something else about Magrin. Okay, no, we've asked all of these. Enough about Magrin, I have other questions.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
Tell me about the God Hammer.
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
In the vision I saw of your staff, it looked indistinct, blurred. Durance frowns, glances at you with a sharp look. Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's Light Watcher. He snorts. I may feel half a man at times, but even that is twice that of most others.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Magrin, put them in a new light.
Is that when you sought the teachings of Durance?
It seemed time to find the teachings I had lost, and to carry out the goddess's will in the purges. Aethus's faith still remained.
I have other questions about the Godhammer. Durance frowns. What of it? Apparently not. I want to ask you about something different.
The cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
I wanted to know more about you. He grunts. Are those the same robes you wore at Helgot? Durance frowns. Why do I... The tension in his face slips into irritation. Your memory is both a curse and a curse. I wore these on our pilgrimage to Helgot, as well as after. He glances at them. We were to travel quietly, so few would know our religion, or intent. Like executioners with robes instead of hoods. How did they get burned then? These robes are the ones I wore at the Citadel, when the Godhammer was triggered. Imagine a campfire, then a field of them. His hand cradles his staff. Then form them into a sphere and let it grow until it fills the air. He swallows, his throat dry. Its violence ran through my stave and my spirit like 100 lightnings, and all around me was flame. It tore at my skin, even burst vessels in my flesh, He holds up his sleeves, yet the robe survived. He grins, the scars on his face bunching up beneath the coarse beard hairs. And you've worn them since. Aloth purses his lips. I do hope he's washed them. If Magrum deemed I should wear ash while dispensing her justice, then so be it. We exist at her pleasure, for her pleasure. Durance shrugs. Either way, she answers my call, quietly or loudly, but her colours seem weak in comparison to the acts one does in her name. And quiet is how I prefer. I find others of my faith do not tend to take me for a second glance if the fire of my spirit does not grace my staff. I had other questions about you, he grunts. Tell me more about Ashfall. It's as if you swallowed a gadfly nest. Keep silent and keep them to yourself, lest you tire yourself before the next campfire. Okay. Okay, he wants to stop talking. Fair play.
Uh-huh.
The black marbles of her eyes scrape against their sockets as she looks at you. Okay. Yeah, we must have asked everything then. Okie doke.
Ready, Watcher.
Sagani. What's on your mind? Nothing, apparently.
Hey,
Adia.
what's on your mind?
Nothing.
Hi?
Aloth. Aha! Okay. Aloth looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? About your parents. He looks at you cautiously. Yes? Why was your mother gone so often? It sounds like your father had a problem with his temper. That's all I really wanted to know. Why was your mother gone so often? She was invited to join a Heimneg with a landed Thane when I was very young. His estate was a 5-day ride from our home in the Synthwood, so that was part of it. He gives you the smallest of frowns. The real issue, however, was my father. Despite his initial agreement with the arrangement, father was never happy with it. He would hound and harangue my mother when she was home. He wanted to know whether she was intimate with the Thane, and no matter how many times she swore she wasn't, it was never enough. As you can imagine, that led to her coming home much less often, even though she still supported us financially. Oh, okay. Yeah, what's one of these? What's a Heimneg? A ceremonial marriage between folk and elf. Because the Aedir mainland has historically been split between the two races, we have many institutions that are designed to normalise relations. Our monarchy is headed by folk, but an elven consort rules alongside the reigning Furkonig and Mequin. This is the most prominent example of a Heimneg. In many cases, a Heimneg allows two households to pool resources. Among the aristocracy, Heimnegs consolidate power. Sometimes, as in my mother's case, a Heimneg is meant for nobles to add another administrator to his or her household. Consorts are received with almost the same level of respect as their noble counterparts, which can be extremely useful. Of course, Heimnegs are sometimes used to sanitize an extramarital affair. He shrugs. I don't know that it's really any better, but it seems to satisfy the common notions of decency. And elfin folk unions are sterile, which no doubt eases some concerns. Okay. So there's no such thing as a half-elf in this universe. Got it. Okay, so his man was basically, you know, like, hey, we want you to come and be our butler or our accountant. Like, just come and do that. She went off. She was providing financially for the family. I wonder. Ooh. Depending on who Aloth's father was, what he was like, what his morals were, I can see that being very difficult. Just, your wife is going off to a richer family. She's becoming rich in return. She's supporting you. And you're seeing that as like, I get like it's wounding your masculinity. It's wounding your masculine pride, perhaps. I wonder. We had other options here, so I'm just gonna... Okay. Yeah, I'm sure she was trying to take care of you in her own way. She shouldn't have abandoned you like that. I mean... What would Ximena think? Ximena doesn't really understand good parents. I've said this time and time again. She didn't have a very good example of what good parents did. That that's a thought. How would she view her parents? Like, she doesn't really have much, like, she doesn't love her parents. Like, I think if she got the news, like, hey, both of your parents have passed on, she would just be like, oh, well, that's a bummer. Who's buying the drinks? Like, what was I doing before this? I'm eating. Like, can I eat my stew in peace, please? Like, she doesn't really have any love for them. I think she acknowledges they weren't really the best parents. Like, she's seen parents of, like, you know, where they love the kid and they take care of the kid. And I do think on a logical level she understands, like, hey, my upbringing wasn't normal. My upbringing really wasn't normal. But I wouldn't say she hated her childhood, because she likes what she does. Her parents made her into the woman she is today. She is good at her job. She is good at grifting and double dealing and all of that, and she enjoys it. And but for her parents, she would not be able to be as good as she is at her job. Would she have... I'm more drawn to this one. I'm more drawn to this one because, oh, she shouldn't have abandoned you like that. She was providing financially. She was providing financially. That's basically what Ximena did. Ximena was the cash cow. All of her parents' schemes after Ximena were born revolved around her. Like, oh, this little moon god-like child. Please, oh, she needs money, we need money to get her to a specific temple of Ondra to get this blessing. Oh, thank you, my lord. Quick, spend it on beer, like... She was providing financially for the family. Ximena abandoned her family when she realised, hang on a minute, I'm not getting much of my own profits here. I could be, you know, all of the money I earn, I could keep. I could keep for myself. I'm out, bye bitches. Like, that's abandonment. If Ximena continued sending money back to her family, back to her parents, then she'd still be taking care of them. I think that's how Ximena would view it. You don't have to be somewhere to, like, be providing. Yeah, she was still sending money back. I think Ximena would be more drawn to this. I'm sure she was trying to take care of you in her own way. I believe so. She had an important role managing the Lord Thane's lands and administrative duties, and even though she was away, she provided well for us. It sounds like your father had a problem with his temper. He had a problem with my mother's Heimnig. Even though they agreed upon it long ago that the financial benefits would be considerable, that it was little different from his role as the Earl's steward, it ate at him, and so he drank and raged. When she was home, he raged at her, and when she wasn't, he raged at me. More than anything, he wanted me to become an arcane knight in the service of his Earl. I think he felt this would validate his chosen career and master. He was a firm man, as you saw, but in the end, I became a successful wizard, due in no small part to his strictness. Nonsense, you accomplished that on your own, and you would have been fine without him pushing you. It's hard to see it at the time, but sometimes pressure is useful. Ooh. I mean, for everything her parents did, they never beat her. They never beat her. Because that would have been... like, oh, see, our child is, like, black and bruised. Ximena could have spoken up and been like, they did this to me. They did this to me. And I guarantee someone would have been like, oh, we must get this moon god, like, to safety. You know, I'm a priest of Ondra. This is, you know, a godlike of my goddess. And she's saying that you're beating her. Like, get the fuck away from this kid. So I don't think her parents ever raised a hand to Ximena. They pressured her. Oh, they definitely pressured her. But I don't think they ever raised a hand to her in the way that Aloth's dad did. Aloth is our best friend. Aloth is our best friend, and I do think it would have hurt to see, like, little baby Aloth being beat by his dad. I think Ximena would have been like, I'm going to track down his dad and I'm going to beat him up. How dare you? That's my best friend. That's my bestie. You will not touch my bestie. Nonsense. You accomplished that on your own, and you would have been fine without him pushing you. Are you so certain? I didn't know what I wanted from my life then. I surely wouldn't have been so focused without a little direction. And that's all I really wanted to know. He looks relieved. Very well. So, now you understand a little more about Isilmir. He wrinkles his notes. No thanks to that animancer. My spleen? Black bile? Come on. Bella said his methods were flawed, but you still learned something, didn't you? People like her shouldn't be allowed to practice animancy. I mean, she didn't do anything, like, bad. Bella said his methods were flawed, but you still learned something, didn't you? Only because you and I have a lick of good sense between us. But the average person, show them a shiny gadget in the hands of an expert and they'll believe anything. Not necessarily. I'm sorry. Not necessarily. Most people have more sense than that. That's true. People are too easily led. Perhaps. Animancy has its uses, but it's hard to say whether those outweigh the dangers. I don't know. I think you'd be more pleasant without your spleen cleverness. But that's true. People are too easily led. Yes, people need something to believe, someone to follow. And the danger of following a bunch of animancers is that even they don't know where they're headed. Why did you want to take Beliseg's notes? He gives you a sidelong glance. Like I said, I didn't appreciate her prying. That's all. Okay, we've spoken to everyone. I kind of...
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I'd like to hire on some help. Safety in numbers, right? What were you looking for? I want to speak to everyone. Because it has been a very long time. You're busy. So we've got 4 people.
You walk your path, I'll walk mine.
Deet, 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 deet. Okie doke. And yeah, we'll speak to Haravius a different day. Why are you all behind the bar?
Sure.
Come out from back there. Okie doke. Let's start with
I'm ready.
Pallegina.
Need something?
Pallegina's eyes glimmer with a divine spark as she coolly appraises you. Apparently, no, we don't need anything. Farewell.
Yes?
Hannah?
Yes, my friend?
Okay, Rawatai, requirement not met. Let's be on our way.
Zahua is ready. What do you need of Zahua?
So I've been told that to trigger Zawa's main quest, we have to speak to him after we do a specific quest in Act 1. I've done all of the quests in Act 1. Except for the I swear, do you want me to fight a dragon? Do you want me to fight a dragon? I swear to God. Just in case something new has opened up. I want to know more about your
I would
beliefs.
gladly cast light upon them.
Okay, apparently not.
You would ask much of one who knows little. Most Tacan have 2 choices. They can grow crops, or they can become Nalpazka warriors. I was the youngest of 5, a dreamer. The Nalpazka were always in my thoughts. They did not feel the same about me. 3 times I tried to join their ranks. 3 times I was refused. You would ask much of one who knows little. When I was brought to him, I knew how unworthy I was. But if he disapproved, he never showed it. In my shame, I gave him everything I had. He tutored me for 7 years, and in that time, I became greater than the rest. Then the day came when he was to teach me the final secret of the Anitle. This is the unbeatable warrior all Tacan chieftains must become to protect our people. Ishipilo never showed. I found him in his study, meditating, or perhaps staring off. I couldn't say. Master, I said, is it time for me to learn to be the Anitle? Not yet, he said. And that was all.
Zahua's mouth barely moves as he speaks.
He never gave me another lesson. A year later, he was dead of old age. They named me chieftain, anyway.
Okay, so this seems to be new. Maybe he was testing you. Someone must have been able to teach you. You seem to have managed in spite of that. Maybe he was testing you.
I thought so as well. I tried everything. Patience, rage, cleverness, acceptance. Not yet, he would say. Not yet.
Someone else must have been able to teach you.
At any time, two people know the secret of becoming the Anitle. The chieftain and the master of the Nalpazka. When Ishipilo died, the knowledge was lost to us forever.
You seem to have managed in spite of that.
Have I?
I want to ask you about something else.
You would ask much of one who knows little.
What happened after you became chieftain?
Word of Ishipilo's death spread. Our enemies saw the opportunity. The Ketch-model chieftain came with gifts to honor my rule. But his real purpose was to look me in the eye, to know if Zahua might be beaten. I looked at him, and I imagined that I was the Anitle, free of all the worldly snares, that my master had taught me everything.
His mouth tightens.
When he turned to leave, I saw he wore a secret smile, and I knew I had failed. 3 days later, they attacked. They were many times greater than our numbers. They had been trying to conquer us for generations, and the Tacan chieftain had always sent them running. The power of the Anitle.
He shakes his head.
In my heart, I knew we would lose. And it would be because I was not the Anitle.
What did you do?
What we had always done. I gathered my Nalpazka warriors and led a charge into the belly of their army. The Nalpazka believed Zahua was the Anitle, and it gave them strength. For their sakes, for Tacan, I believed it too. My mind found a place it had never reached before. I could see my enemies' moves before they made them.
Is this gonna be like a Kung Fu Panda moment? The secret to noodle drop soup or whatever the hell it is you. Like, there's nothing. The secret to becoming the Dragon Warrior is, like, it is nothing. Like, it's you. It was you the entire time. If you believe it, then you are it. Is that gonna be what this is?
I could see my own actions in front of me, the path to victory. I did as I saw, and the Ketch-model fell in heaps. And then the Ketch-model chieftain came to face me. And he knew Zahua was not the Anitle. When I saw him, I knew it too.
And because you didn't believe it, because you didn't believe in yourself, everything went arse over tit.
I hesitated. My enemies fell upon me. One by one, the Nalpazka were defeated, and Tacan was conquered.
What became of your people? Zahua takes a slow breath.
Of the men, they made slaves. Of the women, they made wives.
Ugh.
Their way is to absorb the conquered, make them forget themselves.
If Pledge Metal defeated you, how did you survive?
They take you alive if you are a chieftain. They break your body and your spirit. Then they show you to their people, and to yours, broken. After that, they cut off your head so that they may drink your soul from it.
He flicks his fingertips casually across his throat. But you got out of it.
Oh no, they did all of those things to me.
They cut off your head and what?
They flayed me until my screams became whispers. Until I no longer knew who I was, and my only hope was to die soon. But they didn't stop. And that was their mistake. In my lowest moment, I released my grip on many worldly things I had come to embrace since my master's death. The pain made the world clear again. They brought me out to be executed, not knowing any better. They swung the machete down upon my neck, but it would not cleave.
He mimes the interrupted swing.
Each hack of the knife brought great pain, and the pain showed me glimpses of pure truth. For a moment at a time, I was the Anitle. I broke my bonds by seeing beyond them. I slew my executioner by knowing I would slay him.
Were you able to free your people after that? All at once, Zahua seems to deflate.
No. When the pain faded, so did my enlightenment. But it was enough to make my escape. I swore to return when my soul was ready to defeat the Quetzalcoatl. When I had rediscovered my master's lost secrets.
You said you swore to return to liberate your people. Did you ever free them?
No. I searched my empty homeland for any trace of Ishipilo's knowledge, but I knew he had left none. It would have been too dangerous. When that failed, I began searching the land to see if knowledge of the Anitle had come from abroad. I visited temples and monasteries.
Dude, considering you're a druggie, I'm very surprised you didn't go on like a cocaine-induced vision quest.
All the while, Zahua was trying to find the answer within himself as well. Meditation, Malkachoa, 1,000 practices he had learned as Nalpaska, or dreamed on his own.
No! I was joking! I was joking!
He becomes nearer to the Anitle every day, but his soul is not free. He is not the Anitle.
Okay. Why not try to free them anyway if you're close? What if you die without rediscovering your master's knowledge? Is there any way I can help? Why not try to free them anyway, if you're close?
The final step is the difference between invincibility and certain failure. Quetzalcoatl has only grown over time, swallowed all its rivals. It would take no less than the Anitle to free and protect the Tacan now.
What if you die without rediscovering your master's knowledge?
Then the Tacan will be no worse off than they are now. But they do deserve better.
Is there any way I can help? Perhaps there is. In my journey to Stalwart, I passed through a place that put my soul on edge. I don't know what it was about the place, but I had intended to return there after I had fulfilled my pledge to Stalwart's mayor. The answers I search for now are of the soul, and such resonances should not be ignored. I believe the locals call the place Whitestone Hollow. It lies east of Stalwart. I would return there and explore its energy, if we should pass that way. Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you about something else.
You would ask much of one who knows little.
Let's keep moving. There we go. There is Zahua's personal quest. Excellent. Now, I have ran out of time for this episode. In the next one, we'll speak to Mineha. And you know what? I'm thinking we'll go do Zahua's personal quest. Why not? Why not? But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.